Okay, guys, we've got these two beautiful ladies here to talk about Game of Thrones Season 6.
Hold it for just one moment. Can you not adjectivize us because it's kind of getting old?
Is that even a word?
I made it up and it's a thing because adjectivize is when you use adjectives unnecessarily to add value to something that was already fabulous.
What are you, fans? Fans of Game of Thrones? Alright, so we've got these two fans of Game of Thrones to talk about what's great about the finale of Season 6, but there's a spoiler alert. For those of you who haven't yet watched Season 6, do not watch this video. For everyone else, join us, really. So, Anushree, why don't you start off with what was really great? What are those scenes you want to pick about the finale from Season 6?
What a blast. It is literally a blast. The score that sets up what's going to happen.
That's how it starts.
That's how it starts.
That's how
The
the
piano
episode starts, yeah.
and then the strings and later the organs and then the Game of Thrones theme itself. The composer Ramin Djawadi, I think is how you say his name. He's just been so consistently brilliant. But this particular episode, the finale, he's just taken it to the other level. He's knocked it out of the Red Keep.
The blasting of the set,
Yeah, the wildfire. Cersei's wine drinking.
satisfaction, and the drinking of the wine. I think that was the best part.
Yeah.
As the set burns, she's drinking, doesn't care. Her son has jumped off the window.
But she doesn't know that yet.
She doesn't know that yet, but she doesn't care.
No, but she cares. That's why she sent
She's got her
Clegane.
final revenge.
She has.
All the people who had put her down in the previous episodes
Are all in the sept.
finally killed all of them. She is the supervillain in the making, and that they show in the end when she wears the crown.
What are the favorite characters that come out of Season 6?
Favorite characters of season 6, at least the ones who've managed to come out alive. Hashtag rest in peace Hodor. Hashtag never forget. Hashtag hold the door.
Hashtag what the North remembers.
The North remembers, yeah. But I mean, I'm a fan of Lady Mormont, Lyanna Mormont for life. She's pint-sized, but she's such a ginormous badass. And she reminds me of Arya Stark before Arya Stark became this face-swapping mercenary. I've been rooting for Sansa from the beginning of this particular season because I didn't like Sansa. And this season has shown how far her character's come, at what cost this character is now a contender to be queen in the north.
I would go with Cersei. I've been a huge Cersei fan from season 1. I know she's been through stuff. She has a history. That's why she's, people look at her as this evil person who's always plotting, always drinking wine, smoking.
Iron
She's
Throne,
got the ingredients of a ruler.
who does not care for consequences, which makes her a bad ruler. I think she's a game changer. I think she's a major player on the chessboard. Just like all of us root for Jon Snow, and we were really glad to watch him come back. But Ygritte was right all the time. He really knows nothing. He knows nothing.
Typical Stark self-righteousness,
Which is sexy and annoying at the same time. I think Brienne puts it. No, it is a little sexy. It's a little sexy.
What are the parts that you did not like or made you uncomfortable?
I don't like the way Littlefinger looks at Sansa. It's very creepy. Especially because he used to have a thing for her mother.
It's Lamhe in Game of Thrones. Anil Kapoor couldn't get Sridevi Part 1, so he goes for Sridevi Part 2. Peter Baelish couldn't get Catelyn Stark, so he goes for Sansa Stark. He's got a thing for that hair and body type, and she's supposed to be just like her mother, as the Blackfish says. I think the scenes that made me uncomfortable were the dire wolves dying, Summer dying. It made me uncomfortable because I was like, must the wolves die? Hodor's death was particularly heartbreaking.
Hodor.
If I have to point out in the season finale, one of the most beautiful, distinctly uncomfortable scenes to watch was Tommen's suicide for me. Because here is a character who's just good for nothing. It's
I
true.
always thought he was a weak character. Why doesn't he deserve to die?
That's the other argument that I'm having with Pallavi about if you're good, why don't you deserve to live? Which is something I'm constantly thinking about in Game of Thrones. That you have to outwit, outsmart, outlive everyone, or you have to be Jon Snow who gets a second chance, and then you come back and you still don't have a clue, and you have to wait for your sister to call up creepy Anil Kapoor in Game of Thrones, and then he'll save the day.
Pick the best scene, the best.
The Battle of the Bastards. Beautiful choreography. Stunning camera work, especially because they actually shot most of it. It's not a lot of CGI. And for the first time, you know, unlike the Game of Thrones Diwali, which is the Battle of Blackwater, this actually doesn't glorify war at all. It shows you exactly for what it is. So when Jon Snow's coming out of that soldier kima, he finds himself under and he comes up for air and he's just like
One major thing I'm looking forward to is
the showdown.
Tyrion.
Oh, Tyrion.
No, yeah, so Dany and Tyrion, they're all going towards Westeros. And you remember that prediction that Cersei was told by this old woman that she is going to be killed by the imp. I think he is going to be the death of her because he is going to Westeros now.
It could be that, yeah, because the queen who was going to overthrow her, by the way, she thought she's already killed because she thinks that was Marjorie, but it might just be Dany. I'm looking forward to about 3 things in the next season. One of them is the Cersei Dany meet greet or showdown. It could be anything. No, it could be meet greet because these are 2 extremely ambitious, calculating women, and they both, what ties them both is going to be Tyrion Lannister. So he's possibly going to broker some sort of meet. I really think, and I really hope, the whole idea of sending Sam to Old Town, where he's going to become the Maester, and that glorious library that he's going to now have access to. He was sent there for a reason, that to find out what possibly can stop the White Walkers and the Night King. I really hope that we see Sam come up as sort of a savior, in the sense that, you know, the guy who comes first in class should also have some contribution.
And you haven't spoken about Jaime Lannister at all.
Where do I
Save
begin?
the best for last.
Jaime Lannister, my heart aches and breaks and comes back together because it's just what a character. He was a villain to begin with, and then he finds himself in these absolutely extraordinary, at the same time predictable situations where he's a prisoner and then he's with Brienne. He loses his fighting hand.
The last scene in which he sees Cersei being crowned.
The look.
On his face.
He's terrified.
Beautiful.
He's absolutely terrified. He's so scared because
He knows what she's capable
because
of.
he has seen madness before in Aerys, the Mad King, and this possibly doesn't look too far from what Aerys' face looked like when he said burn them all. And burning is a big theme in season 6. All this time that winter is coming, winter has finally come, so now I think they're drawing to a close. It'll be interesting to see.
And fire and blood approaching.
And also because R plus L equal to J has been confirmed, it'll be interesting to see what happens when Jon Snow and the rest of the Game of Thrones universe finds out his parentage and therefore his destiny.